In this video, I want to talk with you about something that's come up a couple of times this week with regard to doing the work in Heart Known Series. Heart Known Series is a tool. It's simply a method to help you to understand how to take personal responsibility for those things that were supposed to be built in you in a spiritually healthy home, in a spiritually healthy relationship with a parent. And so there are certain methods that I use in that book in order to teach you how to do that, how to engage in that work, and how to build that repertoire of personal relationships so that you can then engage in personal accountability in your relationship with God. But one thing that has come up this week with one person is that they had said that God was telling them that they needed to make sure that they were not focused on things being on one more method. And that is absolutely correct. That is absolutely right. But that is an issue of the heart. That's an issue of the heart needing to be postured in a particular way so that you understand that it is God who heals you, that it is God who is the one who's building you and making you. So the thing that I want you to understand is that Heart Known Series is not going to make you. A method is not going to make you. The correct way to use Heart Known Series is to understand that this is a way to help you to understand your relationship with God and what must occur inside of you in order to have a correct relationship. That said, I always tell you in these videos and in the books that you need to fast first. You need to fast first, and you need to make sure that you're returning to God and that He is your number one. That you understand that He is the one who's making you. He is the one who's building you. He's the one who set you apart for His purpose before the creation of the world. In Heart Known Series, one of the things that I teach you through that personal relationship is not only how to take personal accountability, but also how to soothe. And that is part of personal accountability, how to soothe yourself, how to talk yourself through certain things. Many things that were not built when you were a child, ways of interacting with yourself that you were never interacted in that way, having been witnessed, having been shepherded correctly. And so these are things that you're doing within yourself. This is your part in personal accountability in order to relate with God correctly. So all of these things are important, but the most important thing is that you're returning to God first so that He's guiding your process, so that He's in the process. And if you're struggling with that, you need to take a break. You got to take a break from the videos. You got to take a break from Heart Known Series, A Soul Aligned, and you just got to be with Him. Because it may be that you're really struggling in your flesh to make Him first and to submit to Him being your healer. When you're doing these activities in Heart Known Series, I want you to understand that doing those activities is not going to heal you. That's not what heals you. What you're doing is you're engaging in the personal accountability that God requires in order to examine yourself, in order to bring yourself into your heart and spirit and out of the physical flesh, the mind and body. So these are things that you're required to do in personal accountability. But if you don't have God, you don't have healing. You could do that work all day long. And I have known people, unfortunately, who have approached it that way and have done that work for hours and hours on end, and they weren't getting anywhere. And the reason why is because they were having difficulty truly submitting to God, truly understanding that God is the one who heals them. And so what has to happen is that they have to go back into a fast, separate from everything else, and they've got to get brought to that place. Now, here's the other thing that I want to tell you. You can't bring yourself to that place. You don't have the capacity to do that on your own. You don't really have the capacity to do anything on your own other than take personal accountability. This is a collaborative covenant, a collaborative healing process. And remember that healing is used synonymously with salvation. And so why would healing not have to do with your salvation? Physical healing, spiritual healing, emotional healing, etc. So please also always remember to use this work correctly, use the videos correctly, use me as a shepherd correctly, use the books correctly, not as an idol. They are a shepherd, not as an idol. You have only one God, and he's got to be number one. It will not hurt my feelings whatsoever. If you need to take a break from the videos, you take a break from the books. This isn't about me. This is about God. And if you are returning to him, he's going to guide your paths. I do not have any concern that he's not going to bring you back to these things, because I know that these things are from him. Always remember, he's your builder, he's your healer, he's the potter, you're the clay, and no one can have anything unless God gives it. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.